Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Sealed Deck Shenanigans. And in this episode we're going to be looking at Fallen Empires, or specifically building a deck from Fallen Empires. We are graced with the presence of Mav. He's checking out the office here, so there might be a few things get pushed off shelves. I may have to eject him. Yeah, his last podcast, I think the viewing figures are actually better than my previous video I released. So I think the fame has gone to his head. He'll probably settle down in a moment. Anyway, so yeah, Fallen Empires. If you've not seen the sort of rationale behind this series, I suggest you watch one of the earlier videos. The card pool here always equates roughly to 4 packs to build a 30 card deck, and it's inspired by a Magic the Gathering format that existed for a while. I haven't been on MTGF for quite a while now, so I don't know if it's even still a thing. Probably not. Anyway, yeah, so 4 packs, 30 card deck, which means there's, you usually do 18 lands. Sorry, ran the other way. 12 lands to 18 non-lands when you're building your deck. As opposed to, say, all the other combinations. So like in a 60 card deck, it's like normally... What are you doing, Mav? 24 lands. Go on. Yeah, go on. Sorry about this. Oh, you want to go out now? Okay. He came, he saw, he buggered off. Go on. There we go. Okay. Anyway, with that distraction out of the way, let us proceed. So Fallen Empires, I like the set in a perverse way, but not the most popular sets in Magic. Interesting because it experimented with multiple pieces of artwork for the same cards. If you want to check out some of the stories behind the set, then I'll include a link to the Fallen Empires entry on MTG Wiki. It's always a great place to get all this sort of information if you're interested in the whys and the wherefores of a set. As I'm always curious about, how they map the sort of old style commons and uncommons breakdowns and the different probabilities of cards occurring on a sheet that existed back then, and map that to the commons, uncommons and rares rarity breakdown. They weren't using color coded set symbols at this point in terms of to indicate different styles of rarity. And there's a few more bits of information. As you may have spotted here, where is it? The packs were sold in 8 card packs, not the usual 15 that you might see in, say, a core set. It went all over the map. If you look at the Dark, that was 8 cards. Legends was 15. So yeah, they were playing around with different pack sizes. Antiquities was 8. Arabian Nights before that was 8. And if you go back to Unlimited and the early core sets, then yeah, they were 15. So where I'm sort of going with this is when I've created the draft pool for this, sorry, I keep saying draft pool. Sorry, the limited pool, force of habit. The limited pool, I've sort of adjusted accordingly. So for the format, like I said, it's 4 packs. 4 packs to build a 30 card deck. So because these only have 8 cards in them, we've basically got 8 packs to give us roughly, there's 4 extra cards in doing that basically. So those were generated on MTGen. I'll include a link to that if you've never used that website. It's a great way of generating, virtual cards to play around with deck building. So I've loaded those up into Architect. So here we go. So let's do what we always do, dive in, see how quickly I can build a deck. This isn't against the clock, but the idea of doing, effectively a card pool of 60 or thereabouts instead of 90 does make deck building, particularly in a program, I find a lot easier, and you can move around a lot quicker. So let's just look at this through a few different lenses. So if we look at the breakdown of different types of cards, we've got 5 artifacts, 43 creatures, 9 enchantments, 2 instants, and 2 non-basic lands, and a couple of sorceries. So the non-basic lands, what are they? Are they these tap lands which generate colours and you can sack them? We've got anything else here? This is a storage land. Okay, so we've got both types. I can't remember how many different cycles there were to do with those. I think, where are we? Oh, here we go. Yeah, so sack lands and storage lands. There we go. Okay, so Spore Cloud, Elven Fortress. Ooh, okay. This probably won't be that clear on the screen, unfortunately, just as the nature of the these cards. You can see the card text is all over the shop in terms of what they tried to squeeze in. Part of the reason for doing this series is it's a nice way of giving us a bit of an overview of the aesthetics from the point of view of opening, a limited amount of packs. In this case, the equivalent of, there's 8 packs. Which is, like I said, the equivalent of about 4 15 card packs or thereabouts. You got stuff here that's like, pseudo equipment sort of thing. And a few other things. So let's try and organise this by colour. Just want to get a rough breakdown of our creature content here. We've got lots of multiple copies of this. I always really like this card. Necroid, One Stab Throw, and Initiates of Ebon Hand, which is that one that it's handy if you're playing like multicolour with black, because it can filter to give you black mana, and you don't have to tap it either, it's just there to use. You can go crazy and put a whole load of mana in, but if you put in more than 3, then you effectively blow up Ebon Hand. I feel strangely drawn to blue-black. Combat Medic. Like I said, I'm just getting a feel here. We've got banding in the set. Deals 3 damage to you when summoned and 3 credit cancel. Okay. Fair enough. Thorax Gate. Spore Cloud. And we do have a him to Thorax. Okay. So, do I play black red? This is the question. So really here what I'm doing is just seeing where I get pulled. Just a sort of gut feeling. During your upkeep, put a small counter. So we've got some small counter shenanigans. But I don't know if we've got enough, to do anything. Yeah, if I probably had more green, I'd be tempted to do green black for funsies. Sacrifice a throw. Okay, so that is. So we have. Do we have many thralls? We have a combo. Oh yeah, let's do it. Okay, so let's just group by something else to see. Let's do rarity. Okay, because we've got 8 packs, we actually have 8 rares here, which is rather cool. Toxgate, Dwarven Armour, Selenite Monk. What do you reckon? We could go. We could go. Do we want to go 3 colour? I don't know. Basic forest. It's interesting. Okay, 2 for 3 with this tide counter shenanigans. Okay, so from this perspective, it's pulling me into black, red, green. So when I looked at it first, I sort of felt a calling to blue-black for some reason. This. Yeah. I don't know if do I want to be messing around with Deliv's cube? Probably not. I don't know if I want to be messing about with regeneration stuff or just going by discarding cards. Okay. Let's put this in the sideboard. Yeah, let's do a bit of thinning down here. It might just be fun historically to build a deck with old school pseudo equipment in it. Okay. Anything else I don't really want to play? Do I want to mess about with banding? Oh dear. 0, 2 for 3. Get to prevent damage. Banding. One with first strike for 1. One and 2 white gives you +1/+1, but it is double white. I don't know whether I want an activation cost in double white. That's going to have to 1, 1 for 1. I think, I don't know if no, I can't drag it yet. I'm going to have to go back to the regular view. Well, let's drag these out for the moment. And why is that not? No, let's do it from here. I think you can do it like that, can't you? Yeah. And then what we'll do is we'll stick it on a curve, and then we'll decide what other colours I want to lose. Do I get it that time? Not doing very well with this, am I? That's better. Anything else there? Nope. Okay, we've got one of those. Let's put this out on a curve. Okay. Goblin grenade. Okay. Red it is. Black, blue. So, what do you reckon? Let's lose blue. Let us lose blue. So we're now down to 3 colours, which is good. What I'm going to do is take a look at the artifacts and just see if there's anything there I want to lose. So I'm sort of doing, I suppose, I don't know if this is a correct term, but I'm doing sort of subtractive deck building. More about what I don't want to play than what I do want to play. And I find that a little bit easier if you've got a small card pool, like a smaller card pool like this, to do it that way around. Okay, target creature gets +0. It's tapped. It's a bit more of a defensive card. Okay. We'll put that in, that's a little bit more aggressive. Where are we now? 38, and we need to get down to 18. We need to lose 20 cards here. Okay, so let's start looking at this by colour and see what we have. So all of these combinations, excluding any other cards, are going to give us way above 18 cards, which is good. So we can do any of these combinations: black, red, red, green, black, green. Now, is there anything here? So that's in green, that's in green. Okay, so if we wanted to play those, we could. We're not quite there. We could, well, we could do mono red, splashing. Oh, we'd need another 5 cards. Splashing green, probably want to stay away from the two colour stuff. I really do want to play black. Elven Fortress. Elvish Hunter. Night Seal, move to PC. Okay. Don't want to be playing around with saplings. Is there enough here? There isn't really, is there? Yeah. No, so that's not really going to work. So I think on that straight, yeah, on that weed itch green, I reckon that would be a good move. Well, this is coming together nicely. So my next stage is we lose those because we're not playing green anymore. And we get it out on a curve again. Wow, this is good. So yep. Initiates. So we got some filtering going on there. Zero to let's just try. Oh, we can't try, can we? Let's just take that out for the moment. That's better. Okay. $23. So we need to lose 5 cards. Right. 3 to cast. Yeah. Was a fun idea, but I think I'm going to get rid of that. So we're already down to 21. Thematically, let me sideboard that for the Orc mirror match. Yeah, we'll sideboard that out. Did I say sideboard that up? Sideboard that out, I meant to say. Ooh, getting close. How many Order of the Ebon Hands I want? Okay, so I do have some thralls. Do I want to be sacking them? This is the question. For this, no. I like the artwork on that though. Okay, one more to drop. Well, Cannot be done to block any white creature of power greater than 1. First strike. Till end of turn. So 2-1. So 3-2. I might actually get rid of one of the orcish spies. Nine, 4, 6. Or do I just want to... Okay, well, let's actually do this just thematically. Okay, let's go with the theme. Okay. So what land would be fitting for this then? What do you reckon? When was the last set with artwork in this? Let's have a look. Revised edition. I suppose that's technically the correct way to do it. 4th edition came out afterwards. Yeah, let's do revised. So we want the mountain. And we want a swamp, don't we? Mountain of the swamp. I'm assuming it's in here as revised and not... yeah, both revised and 3rd edition. Okay. Which one am I drawn to? I think this one. Yeah. And my swamp. Revised. Oh yeah. Nice and gnarly. That or that. That or that. I sound like an optician, don't I? That or that. Which is better? That or that? Oh, something about that, I think. That one. Right. Let's just have a look at the breakdown here. So, okay. Cost. 1/4 to 3/4. Well, the nice thing actually, that works out quite well because these are all single red, aren't they? So that's rather handy, although I do have a lot of 1-drop reds, so I'm going to have to be mindful of that. What if I did, I know it's a bit high on the red side, if I did 5, 5, 7. I think I could put more swamps in and drop another card, but I don't know if I want to do that. Let's go with that. So there's our 30 card deck. We'll just do a couple of sort of sample hands and maybe, yeah, do that first, and then I can always tweak the balance if I think it's... So we're going to the play tester. Okay, so first one, red, black. What's we got? Red, swamp, that's double black. So looking, so we do end up with quite a lot of 1 drops. Let's just go back to the deck. Let's make sure that hasn't rebalanced itself. Nope. Okay. Let's try now. Okay. Good. I'm scanning these super quickly, sorry I'm going so fast, but I'm just able to do this fairly quickly. So the nice thing is that, you know, we are seeing a lot of our red 1 drops, which doesn't surprise me. There was one there where it's a bit of a problem. Okay. Yeah. Nice. Oh yeah, cool. Okay, good. I think I've seen enough. So I like it when it's like that. It's like, yeah, no, that's an interesting deck. I'd like to play this. So yeah, cool. Okay. So if we go back in here, just where's my deck gone? There it is. Okay. So that was cool. So nice little deck there. Bit of a different twist here. If you want me to do any more Fallen Empires, let me know. If you do, it won't be for a little while because I've got some plans to do some other stuff with SDS, so deck Shenanigans. Plus, you know, this is a sometimes series which shares the spot with like My Life in Objects and, you know, various other things. I think it's mainly the My Life in Objects slot that it will sometimes co-opt, but there are other times I sort of slot it into things. In fact, this old deck, what am I saying? Yeah, this old deck is another one that it will often fall into as well. So yeah, I just sort of slot it in as the mood takes me. So thanks once again for watching. Bye for now, and I will catch you in a future episode.